Hey everyone, it's Alex, the real Mr. Robinson here, and it's insane that I am hours away from seeing Star Wars The Force Awakens, a brand new Star Wars film. From what I've been hearing, this sounds amazing, so you can tell I'm excited. Over the past several months, I've been doing many Star Wars related videos. I reviewed the prequel trilogy back in May. I've done Let's Plays of the original Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader, a couple videos on the new Battlefront game. I reviewed The Hidden Fortress, which was one of the main inspirations for Star Wars, and I reviewed the original trilogy. So I've done so much to prep for this thing that I only have one thing left to do. I want to do this video that basically gives very brief reviews on all 6 Star Wars films so far, all 6 live-action Star Wars films. Similar to how I reviewed all 28 Godzilla films in prep for the Godzilla movie that came out last year, I decided to do this video that reviews all 6 live-action Star Wars films that we have so far in prep for this new movie. So this is if you want to hear my very quick thoughts on each film, but if you want to see me go in depth with my reviews for the Star Wars films, I have individual reviews for each movie, so you can go check them out on my channel. But with that said, here we go. In 1977, there was Star Wars, also known as Episode 4, A New Hope. The original classic that started it all was not expected to be a good movie, or even a financial hit at all when it was being made. However, it exceeded all expectations and not only turned out to be a masterpiece, but ended up being the highest grossing film at that time. The story is very simple. A farm boy saves a princess from an evil empire. It's filled with iconic characters: Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Spectacular special effects that still at points hold up today, and it manages to take many different ideologies and genres of film to make it something new. It also changed the way films are made and marketed, for better and for worse. Regardless, it's still a fantastic film that every generation can't go without seeing. Get off your ass and go see it right now. In 1980, there was The Empire Strikes Back, also known as Star Wars Episode 5. After the first movie became an unexpected sleeper hit, everyone was excited for the follow-up. The Empire Strikes Back is that movie that is not only as good as the original, but it is also better in many ways. The special effects and action scenes are very impressive, everything from the Walker Assault to the chase in the asteroid field. The writing is better than in the first movie, taking the story on a darker path and developing the characters in many ways. The new characters, like Yoda and Lando Calrissian, are great, and the ending is legendary. It's an absolute masterpiece and is the blueprint on how to make a superior sequel. Get off your ass and go see it right now. In 1983, there was Return of the Jedi, also known as Star Wars Episode 6. While most people regard this one as the weakest of the trilogy, I personally think it has many elements that makes it as good as the first 2 films. Luke finishes his journey to become a Jedi, and the scenes where he's tempted by the dark side while trying to save his father are incredibly compelling. Sure, there may be too many cute moments with the Ewoks as well as a couple of other problems, but the positives are so good that it's easy for me to let go of the problems. Boosting fantastic action sequences, great dramatic moments, and a powerful ending, Return of the Jedi is a great finale to one of my favorite film trilogies ever. Get off your ass and go see it right now. In 1999, there was Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the first film in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Coming out 16 years after the end of the original trilogy, The Phantom Menace was the most hyped movie at the time it came out. People were finally going to see what Episode 1 was, and the origins of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. I was 8 years old when this movie came out, and it was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in the theater, and I liked it a lot, though not as good as the originals. However, much like with the rest of the world, I eventually had to come to terms with the fact that this movie was actually a piece of shit. Not something that I think is absolutely god-awful, but very poor. Most of the elements that made the original films great are not here. It's filled with terrible dialogue, wooden acting, racial stereotypes, and over-reliance on CGI, and on top of it all, a boring as fuck story. Sure, there are some good things about it, like the action scenes, John Williams' score, the large worlds that they couldn't build in the original films, and the lightsaber duel with Darth Maul. However, because you don't care about anything that's going on, the action scenes are simply eye candy, and the other positives can't save the film. Don't waste your money. In 2002, there was Star Wars Episode II, Attack of the Clones. So after The Phantom Menace failed to deliver on audience expectations, you would think that the follow-up would improve on all the criticisms and deliver another awesome Star Wars movie. In some aspects, Attack of the Clones is better, mainly in the continuous world building, the sound effects, the action sequences, the music, and the idea of seeing Yoda wield a lightsaber. However, what was bad in Phantom Menace is surprisingly worse here. The dialogue is even worse than in Phantom Menace, the acting from Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen is terrible, and some of the CGI looks like it belongs in a Pixar movie. The worst part is the love story between Anakin and Padme. It is torture to watch, and is more creepy and awkward than it is romantic. If it weren't for the Across the Stars love theme by John Williams, it would almost be unwatchable. It's the only thing that makes it a better love story than Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey, but that's kind of a backhanded compliment. It's debatable which one is worse, but episodes 1 and 2 really have no reason to exist. Don't waste your money. At last, in 2005, there was Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. After 2 failed prequels, this one is considered to be the best of the trilogy. I don't even mean that as a backhanded compliment. I legitimately like Revenge of the Sith. There are some problems, like some of the dialogue, anytime Hayden Christensen speaks, and Darth Vader shouting, "No!" But this one is actually enjoyable. It's darker, more emotional, and most of the other actors do a good job, like Ian McGregor, even Natalie Portman, and Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor. The action scenes are the best of the trilogy because you actually care about what's going on, even if the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin goes on for too long. Regardless, I think it's a good finish to what is a mediocre film trilogy, and a great way to segue into the original trilogy. Good, but not great. So that's my sum up of all 6 live-action Star Wars films so far, and soon we are going to have a 7th film. I am stupid excited for this. I cannot wait. Got my tickets in a couple hours. So look for my review for Star Wars The Force Awakens Friday morning, and keep your eyes open for a spoiler review of Episode 7. But with that said, leave a comment and tell me what you think of the entire Star Wars saga. If you've seen them, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Don't forget to check out my official website, therealmrrobinson.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and Periscope. Don't forget to look for me on Geeked Out Nation and PowerTale TV. And this is The Real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one, and may the Force be with you.